Hey there. See, the mic is on. I think everything is working. So yeah, that is Runa. It's with a Danish band called Danheim. It's a Viking band. They only make Viking music. It's one of my favorites. Hey there, Ray. Hey there, not of this world. How are we doing tonight? I didn't expect people to come actually because I fell asleep before I put up before I put up the live. So I woke up this morning just going live. I woke up a half hour ago. So if you like that one, you're gonna love him. Not of this world. It is dark. It's melody. It's melody. It's perfect. I love it. Every time I go to my competitions, every time I fight, I listen to this in my headphones before I go in. So it's very powerful stuff. Well, yeah, Ray, I've been out for a long time, mostly because everything I see these days has just became nonsense, and that's actually what we're gonna talk about today. Um, so yeah, let me jump right into that. I've seen for a long time that we have been in a curl with our own illusion of the world. We seem to forget that we came here for with questions. We came here because we didn't believe the narrative. We came here to this reality we are in now because we were able not to make predictions of what we think and believe. And I think we're starting to see the benefits of what we have created, but at the same time we go overboard and start believing everything that's a theory. Basically, we don't do anything differently than the mainstream science. Not these days. We have our theories. We work on getting wiser. But at the same time, we're like feeding um, our own perception of life. You know. Um, what's my fighting average? I don't know that question. I don't understand. Uh, do you mean how many wins or how many losses I have or something like that? Fighting average. Um, I fight Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I started fighting MMA. Uh, fighting average. I got a bronze in the Europeans, so I guess that's fighting average. Um, as a blue belt, I have a bronze medal in the Europeans. That's the biggest thing I've. Oh, how many wins? All the medals are over there. You can see them hanging on the bike. I have like 10 gold medals, the same silver, and about 15 losses, I guess. So I lose as many fights as I win. And the reason for that is if I've won, let's say I won 5, 6 fights in a row, I don't like winning no more. I would like to lose, so I just put myself in tougher and tougher competitions until I lose. You know, and when I lose 2 or 3 times in a row, I need to get the basics back, so I enter tournaments that I know I can win. So, so I do it like that. You know, I put a big effort in losing. I think losing is a part of life, and it's very important to do so. And check your ego at any given moment that you can have. So I think my philosophy is if I'm winning, I'm using all the shit that I already know. If I'm losing, that's where I learn something new. So sometimes are for growth and learning, while other times is for winning and for confidence and for proving that what you do works. So yeah, basically that's it. Um, but back to the subject. The subject tonight is gonna be what everybody has been talking about for the last 2 weeks or something like that. The eclipse. Um, I was pretty tired of listening to people say that the world is going to end and everything uh, was going to turn into shit on that beautiful Monday. We had a beautiful Monday yesterday. I always win. Sorry for interrupting again, Ray. I always win. Either I win a gold medal or I win knowledge. It's a win-win situation for me. Prestige or getting better. And as many of you know who have taken this road, getting better doesn't come by itself. You have to fall on your face. You have to hurt yourself, and it has to be a little bit uncomfortable to better yourself. Because what is the first thing we do when we want to be a better human being? We go to the mirror and we look ourselves in the eyes. Very hard thing to do. I've become very efficient at that now. I'm at a point now where I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty proud of who I am, and who I've become over the last 4 years. Because we don't have to go that way back to find a frustrated and stressed out guy. Um, he's not there anymore, and it's because I've become very good at looking at myself from the outside. And let's face it, that's hard to do. Many people can't do it. They're still in their own digital self, ego. And yeah, so let me just take this off. The eclipse thing. I've seen people. Yes, Johnny. To a point where you really can't imagine. We're at a point now where I can stand on a work colleague's phone trying to find my own channel, and we can't. I have to type in specific video that I made recently with my channel name at the end in order to find myself on a phone that hasn't been on my channel before. That's insane. That's how they hide us away in this day and age. That's why we're allowed to speak. You know, all this censoring and all this shit. I truly believe it's just to make you believe that you are heard. I don't think they give a shit about any of the stuff that people like us is saying. I don't, because we are talking to ourselves. We are talking in this little echo chamber with only us in it. Nobody comes by accident. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I've been here online for 3 years. And in those 3 years, all I've seen in my chat, except Russian bots, you know, is people that I've met otherwhere on Discords and you know what, all the places. It's people that I already know before they come on my channel. They only come here when they see me somewhere else or I drop the link or anything like that. And occasionally a Russian bot comes by. I basically think they're just using algorithms. So yeah. Um, People have been talking about this eclipse for a long time, and yeah, I've seen it all. And I started out watching these videos, and I kind of realized that it's stupid. Haven't we learned anything, really? Uh, and I'm talking about the mainstream media bullshit. If they're screaming fire, there's not going to be fire. It's really that simple. So why are we buying into this? Because it's popular or what? You know, um, mainstream media would never tell us if something bad was going to happen. They wouldn't. When they tell us something bad is going to happen, it's because they want to scare us. And it's really, really that simple. And we should know that by now. You know. So is the is the eclipse insignificant? No, I'm not saying that at all. No, no. I'm saying that we are buying into the mainstream narrative about what the CERN is starting the colliders and all that shit. When we buy into that, they would never put that out if something is gonna happen. I teach self-defense for people in everyday life, and the first rule that you have to expect to address is that if people want to punch you, they're not going to tell you first. You know, it's a very important rule. If people tell you they're going to punch you, it's because they're trying to scare you away or impose themselves on you. It's not because they really want to punch you. The guy who has decided to punch you, the guy who has decided to hurt you, he will do anything to blindside you because he don't want you to have that advantage. You know. So when you see everything popping up everywhere about what could potentially be bad, it's because it's designed to be that way. That's the mainstream media. They've been doing it for years, and we've been seeing it for years. But all of a sudden, it seems like everybody just, oh, the world is going to end. So, yeah, I have a theory about why that is happening, and it's just a theory. None of it's fact. It's just something I thought about while I was working today. And I think it's because we've been in this shit for a long time. Many of us have been awake for 5, 10 years now. In my surroundings, it's only maybe 1 or 2 years for the people I see around me, but many of us in here has been awake for a long time, and we're pretty damn tired of what we're seeing out there. We're pretty damn tired of the NPCs, all the, I don't call them sheeps no more, but let's face it, there's a gap between us and the rest of the population these days. And I have a hard time these days. Normally, I would never walk around in public with my headphones on, but these days I do all the time because the talk and the noise from people around me is starting to get to me. It's starting to affect me. And I want to pull myself as far away from society as I can. Not saying that I'm isolating myself. I'm still out there between human beings because I still know a lot good of humans, but I filter out 90% of the world these days. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of funny in Not of This World because my year was 2003. The rabbit hole thing. I started out with 9/11 of all things, and worked my way back, and then I came into the present and start seeing things. But I'm not talking about the rabbit hole for itself. I'm talking about being truly awake. There's a difference starting researching. There's a difference seeing that a problem there's problem in this world, and to get to the realization, oh shit, it's all bullshit. You know, and the year for me that was 2015. So I've been behind the curtains for around 9 years now, and immediately I started to better myself. 10 years ago, I was a fucked up guy, you know, because I was seeing all this evil in this world, and how can it be, and why is nobody seeing it, and I really want to do something about it, and but then you realize it was designed this way, and everything is evil. It's evil in nature, you know. And when you see that truly, you say, hey, I've been buying into this system for so long. I need to detach myself. And that's what I did 9 years ago. And I've been working on that ever since, to detaching myself from this system. It's a parasitic system, you know. And the parasitic system is actually the key word, It's contagious. When we see shit like the eclipse and all this nonsense, you know, I think deep inside, a side of us want it to be true. I think we are so sick and tired and fed up with the evil of this world that we are at a point where we're saying, okay, enough already. Well, let it happen. If it's going to happen, let it happen. Oh, yes. Let the world burn, Like they say in the Batman, some people just want to see the world burn. But it's because the world has changed a lot. And no, I want to rephrase that because I don't think the world actually has changed. I just think our perception of it has changed, you know? And I'm just thinking that we have to stop buying into the bullshit, not for the people around us, but for ourselves. We have to be truly, what do you call it? We have to question our own narratives in this, our own stocks in this. And I think one of the big things that we're buying into the bullshit is because we are goddamn tired of everything. I'm kind of over that now, but I had that period last year. Last year, I had this period where I was just, oh, fuck it. If we're going to have Armageddon, let's get it already. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of sitting here and just hoping everything's going to be better. Because the more awake you can become, the more aware you become, the more you realize that this shit is not ending. It's getting worse, and it's getting worse fast, So when you come to that conclusion, you stop waiting for something to be better. It's not going to be better. So why is it that we every time they throw something big up there, we're jumping right into the fear mongering? And I think it's because we want it to be over. Part of us is saying, okay, I don't really want to be in this world. Yeah, the world is fine, but the civilization sucks. And I think that is what makes us jump on that wagon. you know there's a subconscious side of us that really want this shit to burn. Yeah, that's just my That's just my opinion. You can take it or leave it. Um, more we see the truth, the more foreign we feel. Yes, the gap. That's what I've been talking about for a while now. The gap between us and civilization is just growing and growing and growing and growing. And we like to call it that people are getting more stupid every day. It's the stupefaction of this world. But I don't think that's the case. You know, I think these people are standing still. They're not getting more stupid. We're getting wiser. But we have this urge to get wiser really, really fast. So we are on a speeding train, and these people are standing still. You know, we are leaving them in the rear view mirror. You know, and that's why the gap is increasing. We have a snowball effect. You know, when we're going downhill and we pick up some truth, you know, that truth is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until we smack a tree, and then you're gonna see the difference between you and the rest of the population that didn't go down the mountain. You know, so the gap, there's a big gap between us and the rest of this civilization, and we need to realize that. So what can we do? Well, better yourself. I see these days that me bettering myself is has made me into a beacon when I'm walking out there. When I'm walking out there between people, I keep my head up, you know, and many people are looking down either on their phone or just with eye contact. In the old days, you could have eye contact with 20 people on the way to the train station. You know, nowadays not so much. If you have eye contact with people, they will look away or they will look down. They will pretend there's something amazing going on over here, but they don't want to look you in the eye. And I think deep inside, many of these people has been pacified by their own guilt. Guilt, yes. Many of these people have. I saw it, especially after 2020 until now. These people have just they have just been docile ever since. Even the big guys with tattoos up their neck, you know, the ones that I usually went around, you know, these people are going on the edges when I'm coming. And it's the confidence that's shining out of me and not, you know, and on the other side, it's their lack of confidence, you know. So I see it these days. I said to my kid, I think 2 weekends ago, we were at the mall. I said, "You want to see something funny?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Sit on that bench." That was a cafe. I said, "Sit over there. I'm gonna go in this end, you know, because there was a lot of people. It was really crowded, you know." Uh, and I said, "Watch me go through the mall." And I wait in a straight line, and everybody just did like salt and pepper. Everybody. It's because I decided to. I decided to walk that line. You know, I decided that that was going to happen in that moment, and everybody just everything. I split the waters. You know, and my son, he was laughing. He said, That's amazing. How do you do that?" And then he tried, and it didn't work, of course. But I think that's what we need to do. You know, in that moment, I was a beacon to my son. I was showing him what that kind of confidence can do. You know, in your own beliefs, it shines. It's energy. You're sending this. Even the people that was walking with the phone in the hand went to the side. They didn't even see me. That's just as peripheral vision just saw me, and then they went to the side. It's because I think there's some kind of energy in there. And yeah, let's explore that together. That was kind of my little rant today. If anybody wants to say something about that, you can You can jump in. I'm jumping. I'm putting a link in here. Everybody's welcome. So yeah, uh, I fell into a deep sleep last night. I was meant to put this live up. I didn't. I forgot, and I fell into a deep sleep after realizing that it's all bullshit again. So I just wanted to make this live to give you my viewpoints. I don't think people are stupid for buying into the shit. I just think they're in a state where they want it to happen. So you know, it's like Christmas. You really want your present. So you ask Santa for it, but Santa is not gonna come with your present. It's just because you want the present. Oh, that was a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's wishful thinking all the way. Welcome there, Luis. Yeah. You see, there's something in that line I want to address. See, you're saying us. We still identify ourselves with this system. And I think we need to go beyond that. It's the old saying, it's me against the world. It's become very obvious for me, in especially the last 12 months, that the world is not here for me. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But it's definitely not designed to make my life better. I have to do that shit. And that's hard work every day. You know, hard work. If for you people who haven't followed me, uh, what I do every morning, I I make myself a cup of coffee and I sit down with my cup and I reflect on the day that's going to happen in front of me. I already project my day from the morning when I stand up every day. And that last half hour when I'm going to bed, I'm lying down here. First, I listen to some of YouTube for like 10 minutes. And after that, I cut it off and I project, no, I go through everything that's happened that day. So in the morning, I prepare myself for my day. And in the evening, I reflect on my day. And I think that is very, very important. That has been it's been my meditation. It's not really meditation, but it works in the same way. It untangles shit in my head, and make everything clearer. And it makes it easier. It makes it easier. If you already know that you're gonna get some comments, if you already know with you what kind of problems you have during the day, you'll tackle them a hell of a lot better. So that's the best advice I could give anybody who is trying to walk this path is to connect with yourself in the morning when you stand up and connect with yourself before you go to sleep. You know, you'll feel a lot better because at least it saves your sleep. You don't have to worry about anything. If you worry before you go to bed, oh my God, you're gonna wake every 2 hours. You know, but if you already untangle all that shit in your head, there's a better chance of you getting a full night's sleep. So yeah, then I have the tour. For those of who don't know, I'm going to a tour around US. I'm leaving 26th of April. I will land in Chicago on the 26th, and I will go well all around now because I expanded it. First, I wanted to go to Kentucky because I need to train there. I still do, but I expanded the trip, so now I think it's 12 states that I'm gonna be in, and I'm gonna do my Truth Cafe. Just a moment, Johnny. I'll just say this. I do my Truth Cafe. My Truth Cafe is I put up a, a couple of chairs and let's see. I have this. I made some posters here, stickers actually. You can see what it's about. I'm gonna put this up. Science, the Truth Cafe. Check your reality, and then you can pick a freedom. You can have a free coffee, a free debate, or free brawl. That's what I'm offering. I'm only offering the truth, nothing more. And that's gonna be my thing. If you can sit and have a conversation over a cup of coffee, or you can debate me, where you might learn some things, and I might learn some things. Or if you don't like me, we can go over here and fight. You know. So I'm gonna bring in Johnny. He's here. Hey there,
Hey,
Johnny. Cool.
hey, Brian. It sounds
How
like
you
you're
doing?
going to start. It sounds like it's an old style pub, the way it
Yeah.
used to be. You know, where
Yeah.
you go in,
Yeah.
you can
Basically.
debate, you can fight if you want or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
share opinions. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
You can
just
have your opinion. And you can
mhm.
have your opinion about me. That doesn't mean I have to change mine. But or we can just be two grown-ups sitting here and have a conversation. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
basically.
mean, it was a lot easier over a couple of pints. You could kind of sit there and chat and discuss things.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, it's
Yeah.
people don't even want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying, Brian? They-
No. Yeah, I
Like you were
know.
saying,
No,
people just walk past
are
you.
you
You
sure
know.
about that, Johnny? Or is it us that don't want to talk to them? Really?
Well, maybe that is the case. That it is us that doesn't want to be talking to them.
you
That's
know?
true. That's true.
Yeah,
That is
because
true.
they they have a lot to say. They actually do want to talk to us, but the things they have to say, we are not interested in.
Yes,
That's the
that's right.
problem.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's just garbage. Uh, we've heard it all
And when
before.
you start to
They
change every subject to something else, they don't want to talk to us.
uh, but they tell you as if you've never heard this before, as if you've never heard uh, these scientism arguments that they use.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's
on
new.
MSN.
Uh,
Everybody heard.
I know we all went to school indoctrinated with this stuff. But the last
Yeah.
place I worked there, it was pretty cool. There was a few guys there who were very open to talking about uh, more conspiratorial topics. But what I found was, Brian, they were working men. They were hard working men who didn't have
Yeah.
time to waste on nonsense. You know, so
Yeah.
they could see through the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody does a half a day's work, a hard day's work. You don't want to put up with bullshit when you go home. You know,
No.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and especially if you want to achieve something too, it's and I think that's why when we're sitting here, everybody is above 40. Well, in most cases, some cases it's not like that, but many people here is above 40, and I think there's a clear-cut reason for that. It's because we are
Yeah,
chasing shit until we are 40, When we're 40, we got the wife, or we lost her or whatever, and we sit down for the first time in our lives
yeah,
and really think about shit, because we have accomplished
yeah.
everything that we were striving out to get, and that's why we start to see the bullshit.
It's true. It's true. You were just working your ass off for most of it, right? I mean, just either working or
Yeah,
trying to have fun or chasing girls or whatever it was. you didn't really get a chance to think about what you were actually doing, you know? So,
No, and part of it is because we bought into the system, you know.
yeah,
We
yeah,
bought into, we need to do this, we need to do that. First, I need to spend 10 years in school. After that, I need an education because you, God forbid, you can't work without an education, you know. And
yeah,
after that,
I
you know,
tell you.
then you find a girl, you need to make a home for her, and your kids,
Mhm.
and then you want a better car, you know, and then you need a puppy,
Yeah,
and all of a
right.
sudden you're 40, you know.
Yeah, true. It's true, man. It's true. But I mean, I guess with the children part of it, that's all I really care about with what happened, that I had the children and that they're able to grow up, and actually we homeschooled them,
Yeah,
so they
good for
didn't
you.
get all the garbage, they didn't get the transgender nonsense or vaccines, they didn't get any vaccines. So, I don't want to get you
Yeah.
banned here, Brian, talking about
No, no, it's all
the
good.
wrong
It's all
thing.
good. I think I'm on zero strikes now. I
Right.
just had two go away last week,
Yeah.
so
But it's,
I'm allowed to speak again.
yeah. But I've spent most of my life chasing career, really. That's been from one job to the other. Now, I didn't go to college to be an engineer or nothing like that, but I worked through the, shop floor and got my way up. But even doing that was just chasing the dollar. You know what I mean? It was no different from someone going to college for 20 years and or 10 years and then going to a job. It was just the same road, really. We
Yeah.
should have been spending more time, having discussions and fun, maybe fun, a little bit of fun, right? Would have been nice, you know, in
Yeah,
my case.
I had a lot of fun. That was my problem. And that changed when I got kids. So I
Yeah,
think that's the big milestone,
sure.
you know, because
Yeah,
that was the thing for me. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but the thing for me is I couldn't care less about the world before I had kids. I
right.
didn't give a shit, you know. Before I had kids, you know, the world could burn as long as my road were paved in front of me. You know, I
Absolutely.
didn't care. The
I know
moment
what you
I
mean.
got kids, all that changed. Oh shit, I need to make this, because now you start to see all the dangers everywhere. You don't kind of see it when it's just about you, because hey, you've
Yeah.
been here all your life. But when you're walking with fragile little infants, you know, everything becomes a danger, and you see things differently. You know,
Yes. And we
I
had
was definitely a bad father with my first one. You know, I was a little better with my second one. You know, but the first one was wrapped in cotton all the time. You know,
uh,
so yeah,
we made some mistakes with the first two, and actually my oldest daughter, she kind of went wayward for a while. But she's learned some lessons in the process. Um, we tried to protect them from the world, but uh, they wanted to go out into it anyway. It's so weird, They had to find out for themselves, But the other three that I have three other girls, and yeah,
yeah,
they're good girls. They will. They're not going to be like what she was like, but we did make mistakes with the way we
yeah.
disciplined, different things like that. So, but
Yeah, and I once I had actually a theory about that, that's why they want us to have chase education and job and house before we have kids. You know, I think they don't want us to have kids too soon, because it just expanding our broad, what do you call it? You know, our peripheral vision. You know, we
okay,
just see
yeah,
more the moment we
yeah,
have kids. So I don't think they want us to have kids too soon. If it was up to them, nobody should have kids until they're 30. you know.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah. And I did observe that actually, Brian, with one of my friends, who had had a child when they were very young. He was, I think, 15 when he got the girl pregnant, and
oh
he
shit,
did change. He became a lot more mature, just in a
yeah,
very short period of time.
that's
W-
that's
w-
my
I think you're
theory,
right.
you know.
I think you're right
So
about that.
that's why they fearmonger you, and everything needs to cost money. Basically, it doesn't have to cost you $1 million to have a kid. You can do it, you know, with basic
Yeah.
things. But you need this big ass carrot. You need this big ass
Yeah.
christening, and you need the room has to be made before you can have the kids, and
Right.
all that. They want it to be so inachievable,
Yes.
that you okay, let's wait a couple of years, what's a couple of years gonna hurt us, you know
True. Uh,
so yeah,
and then the other part about that, Brian, is, I mean, that w- if you bring children up in such an easy circumstance with everything they need, everything they want is being given to them all the time, they grow up being
yeah.
spoiled. You know that happens.
Oh,
Whereas
they're already
when I
here.
was, yeah,
That just a
when I grew
generation
up,
that's already grown up.
we didn't get everything we wanted. We had to wait to get a new pair of shoes. We did, and it made you appreciate what you had.
Mm.
We sound like some old guys sitting here talking, Brian.
Yeah, I listened to my granddad saying the same thing,
you know,
and I thought he was an idiot.
right?
Yeah,
It's so weird how it goes around in circles like that, and here we are sitting talking about the things our parents talked about, and it's just
yeah,
hilarious, man.
exactly.
So
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know if we'll if we'll ever learn, you know. But
They have to go through the same shit that we have, and we
yeah,
need to remember that too, just because we were woke up over the last 5, 10, 20 years or whatever,
yeah,
you can't expect people to get to that point tomorrow.
true, true.
You
That's
know?
it's true, and
That's
they
what
need
we
a few
want, we
obstacles.
want to scream at their face and shake them upside down, understand it
Yeah,
already, but you can't do it, because that's not how you and I learned it. We learned it
no,
over a
I
long
know.
period of time,
I learned
and I
the
think
hard
they
way,
have to
Brian.
go their own path. You can't tell people what to do. You can't tell people what to believe. They have to
Yeah,
walk their own path. They have a purpose, and they have to follow that.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, your belief system, is based on how you were brought up. I mean, how you were raised and what you were
Yeah,
exposed to. All the things that you were exposed to. And
and the decisions you make. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so
yeah,
too.
I've tried to expose myself to all different kinds of, philosophies and stuff, so that I know I have made the right choice, or I mean, in my opinion, I've made the right choice. Right? Other people would see it as being the wrong choice, but in my opinion, you know, I- I've
Yeah,
sampled a lot of different things so that,
and
I know I've got the
that's
right
all
one.
that matters.
Yeah. So,
And you just should just be grateful that you have the ability to do what you want. You know,
yeah,
many
yeah.
people don't have that. I
Uh,
bet you for each one of you, Johnny, there's 10 people who wants to do what you do but don't do it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would guess you're right. Yeah. I mean, Europe, I'm from Ireland, of course, so I
yeah,
do
I can tell.
recognize, I do recognize that in the US, there is a lot more scope for freedom. I know that it's an illusion, right? I'm aware of that, like the paradigm. I'm aware of the paradigm, but there does seem to be a mentality of freedom, though, if that makes any sense, Brian.
Yeah,
Like in their minds, they seem to be a little bit more freer to make a decision. Now, I'm not saying that the government won't stop them from doing that, because they probably do and will. But I remember my wife, when we were in Ireland, uh, she recognized that people were a lot more government controlled and minded. and she realized that just from being there for about a year's time. So she picked up on that. I think that is true. You know.
Yeah, I think that's all over Britain. In my country, we're much more free
Yeah.
than you are over there in Great Britain.
Yeah,
So
I think you guys are. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Netherlands was
but
always the place we loved to go to for vacation. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it was a lot more fun and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
but there's
definitely.
a flip side to that coin. People over here are also more gullible and easier to persuade. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Didn't
I'm
know that.
telling you, the Danish population is the weakest kind. And it's funny because you always see us on the barricades, protesting stuff. But
Okay. Yes.
it's a that is an illusion too. Our freedom is an
True.
illusion as well. It's
True.
just a different kind of illusion. So
I believe that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that.
we are kidding ourselves.
Yeah. I
We
think the
think
only.
we can go to a demonstration on Saturday and then say yes, sir, boss, on Monday. So
True. Yeah.
that is another kind of illusion, but an illusion nonetheless.
Yeah. Definitely an illusion. A lot of it. I think what the only thing we can really do is, find our tribe. We use the word tribe, right? Find
Yeah,
our tribe and be with them guys and get your what do you call it, encouragement from each other. That way we can
yeah,
go out into this world, and if you only have to put up with it for 8 hours and then you come home and you can talk with people who who are like-minded, it seems
yeah,
to make it a little easier, Brian, you know when you can
yeah,
share with people who understand what you're saying. So
yeah, and learn how to laugh. Learn how to laugh at
yeah,
the shit you're seeing out there. That's very important.
that's hilarious, man.
I can take an instance from today. I was working in Copenhagen today, and the place I worked is a rich area where all the apartments is very expensive. You know,
Yeah,
and I noticed that right outside where I'm working, on the corner of a cafe, there's a little spot with a big tree on it. It is like 15 feet times 15 feet with a big tree on it and just
wow.
grass. It's just there,
Okay.
and everybody was airing their dogs on that spot.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
You had a woman
Yeah.
came. She came with a dog. It was a big puppy. It was maybe a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was just standing with her phone in her hand and the dog on the leash, and she was just standing there for half an hour like
Just
this.
letting it crap. That's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah,
And
and
when it
there's
was
no one
done
picks it up?
crapping, she went home.
No one picks it up? They just kinda
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They picked the shit up.
supposed to pick it
How
up.
embarrassing
Yeah.
for the dog that. Imagine you go into the toilet, you know, and
Right.
when you come out of the toilet, somebody goes in and pick up your shit. Imagine that shit. Imagine what the
Yeah,
dog feels like when it made a really nasty poo.
right,
It's gonna be embarrassed like shit. Its owner's
right.
gonna stand there with his hands in it.
Man,
Oh my god.
it's, right. It's more embarrassing for the dog than the
That's
owner.
what I mean. We have to laugh at that shit. Otherwise, it's gonna be
Yeah.
nasty in our head.
Oh,
If
yeah, I
we
mean,
don't laugh off it. So it's the good old saying: you can laugh or you can cry.
yeah. I laugh my way through this thing because it's so ludicrous, all the things that we look at, I'm delving into a lot of the metallurgy stuff now, Brian. I don't know if you've looked
Yeah,
into that a little, but the ancient buildings obviously is part of that as well. But not only that, but
yeah,
there's melted buildings. I mean, they're melted. The
yeah.
sides of mountains have a door in it, and you're going like, what?
That's a
How did
whole
the
nother
door get in
world.
the
That
side of a
shit.
building or the side of a mountain?
Yeah, yeah. I've been doing
I don't
that
know.
since 2020. That's what that
Have you?
started for me. When I was
Yeah.
done. You know, when because that's what the scheme did. It make you see, oh shit, everything's bullshit.
Right.
I saw it
Beyond
before that. I
reason.
saw the flat Earth in 2015, but but
Yeah.
again in 2020 it just gets reinforced, and
Yes.
at some point you just realize, oh shit, everything we have to
I've
reinvent everything.
I've started to realize that each one of us has come and entered a certain point at a certain point in this race. I was anti-vaccine from way like before the 2000s, way, way, way back. That's why none of my children are vaccinated, so I knew about that stuff, but I didn't know about flat earth and I didn't know about melted buildings. I didn't know about a lot of things. And we all seem to have
No,
come at different
because it
times,
didn't matter at the point, right?
right. It didn't matter at that time. Yes. I think
Yeah,
God just gave me those things I needed at the time because it would have been overload, Brian. It would have been an overload to get all that information at one point of time.
yeah,
You were saying about people being like we think people are getting dumber and dumber, but it's actually us going towards the
yeah,
truth. Well, I
yeah.
would have
I
been
think
one of
it's
those guys, like dumber and dumber. Be honest with you. I mean, I didn't
yeah.
really think about it,
We all
so
have at some point. At
thought I
some
knew
point, we were
everything.
too young to. Yeah, and the system is, don't get it twisted. When I say people buy into the system, I don't mean that they're stupid. You know,
No,
I just
no,
mean the
I know.
system is a well polished propaganda machine that can get everybody at any given time if you're not aware of it. And I think that is the key, to be aware that it's there
Mhm.
24/7. Otherwise, if you forget that shit for a weekend, it's already starting to consume you.
True, true. I mean, they're not stupid. I work with people who are really, really smart. They're mechanical engineers, or they're not dummies, but they don't have time to think about it. They don't have like they're working constantly. All they do is think about work and learning about how to work. They do
Yeah,
training. They don't really have a lot of time, Brian, unless something slaps them in the face, like a disaster almost like would take to wake them up. Otherwise they're
yeah.
not really paying attention. So
And as I started to stream out, I think that is part of why we are buying into this bullshit about this eclipse,
yeah,
because
true.
we want that. We
Right.
want people to be slapped in the face. See,
Yeah.
we want
Yeah.
that disaster.
Wake them up. You do.
A,
You
a
do.
side of us at least want that.
And some people want the country to burst into flames as well. There's different sides to it, Brian. Some people want
Yeah,
a disaster,
of
right?
course there is.
You know,
You know,
it'd be
of
great.
course there is.
Yeah, we're love
There's all
that though,
kinds.
because I mean, like the YouTube stuff is a lot of it's like watching people getting hurt and stuff, and laughing about it, and it is funny. I'm sorry, I'm a human too. You know, I find them
Yeah,
funny too, but that's what we do. Like we
but that's
we
how they get you, Johnny. That's how they
yeah.
get you.
Oh yeah, I know it,
You know.
I know it.
Yeah, yeah,
I do.
it starts by being funny, but in the next moment you see somebody falling on the street and you think that's funny,
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
and where does the line go? Because when you see shit happens, people fall in the videos, you you never see the repercussions. You never see
No, no,
the 5 hours in the surgery. You don't
right.
see that shit. You know,
No,
so
right.
when you know that's how they lure us in with the small stuff, the funny stuff. And once they got
Yeah.
you hooked on that, they give you a little more. Then they
Well, of
start
course,
to challenge your intellect.
Of course, these people are masters of psychology. They know the human
Oh yeah,
mind and the human heart. I had a pastor actually, and he was a good guy. I went to seminary, and he taught us in seminary, don't even laugh about like homosexual jokes and stuff like that. He said, don't even give it a foothold because
yeah,
one thing leads to another. Now something that was considered wrong is now funny, right? That was the bridge.
yeah,
It went from being wrong and unspoken to being funny now. and then it progresses on. Then it gets more and more publicity because you're joking about it and sharing it with one another, and that's how it works. Yeah, and that was a clever thing that he said. And that I don't. I mean, seminary's no good. I'm just saying. I'm not an advocate for that, but just what he said at that time was very very true. I found.
Yeah. And if you don't have an open mind, you're gonna miss all that good stuff that people have, Even the
Sure.
ones we call sheeps and NPCs, they have small golden coins you can collect as well,
Yeah.
And if you
Oh, I love it.
if you start just calling everybody stupid, you're gonna miss out a lot of good shit, Then
It's
that's
true. It's true.
you know
It is true.
so start to that's what I'm doing now, I realized not everybody out there is my equal, but
Hmm.
that's okay. I can still have a conversation with them. They don't need to be. I can even go on their level and have a discussion or a talk about politics or something like that, I can go
Yeah.
there in order to collect those small golden coins that they might possess,
Yeah,
so
it's a smart thing to do. I mean, you would let them
yeah,
talk about, politics is bullshit, but you can let them talk about it because they feel better for talking,
yeah,
right? They feel like they're
yeah,
involved in this conversation. If you
yeah,
present your facts like I know everything and you know nothing, people don't like
yeah.
that. It's even I don't like that.
No,
You know, you
especially if you tell
don't
them
tell
that what they like is bullshit.
right, exactly. Yes. No, you gotta kinda wind them in. You just gotta it's like fishing, right? Like fishing.
Yeah,
You just gotta
yeah,
wind them in a little bit
yeah.
at a
Let it
time, a
run.
little tug at a
Yeah,
time. Yeah, let them feel
yeah,
like they're part of the game, and that's what I do a lot of times, and I get a lot of success. More I get more success from people, like I say, who are working men, who are in reality, who live in reality, right? And like builders
yeah,
and welders and, they seem to get what we're talking about more than most, so.
yeah. Yeah. I see both kinds. Where I work in construction, I see
Mm,
both sides of that coin. I
yeah.
see the
Oh,
totally indoctrinated guys, and I see the guys you were talking about, just knowing that there's a big problem, but just kind of stick their heads in the sand, and keeping
yeah.
afloat, you know.
Well, it
So
takes I would say that if I wasn't there to provoke them, like to put the seeds in, to talk about it, they probably wouldn't.
yeah,
They'd probably just but I've been put in that place to like tell them, and it gets them talking about it, like talking about flat Earth. We were talking about flat Earth in the shop one day. Everybody was talking
hmm,
about it. It was funny, man. It was like, I mean, everybody's having the usual arguments that you would have about that, the real beginner ones, with each other, and it was hilarious. But it was just because you planted that seed. If you weren't there to do it, then yeah, they
yeah.
probably would just go ahead and work out their day and
I
wouldn't
had
care
that
about it.
conversation a lot of times. I had it last week with a carpenter. The flat earth conversation. He overheard me
Yeah.
talking to some other guy, and he came over, and he was kind of pissed already.
Oh, I think
Where did you get your education? Brr, all that
right.
kind of usual nonsense. And
Yes.
I said, remember yesterday when I bumped his drywall? I bumped the end. What do you call it? Beam. And he noticed right away. You know, it was not while he was there, but he came like 10 minutes later, and he noticed right away that that beam was bent. I said, remember yesterday when you noticed your beam was bent? You know, don't you think you would
Yeah.
have that same eye when it comes to curvature? And then he was
Right.
like,
Yes.
"Urgh."
Wow. That's stingy right there. Yeah. 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 Did
Yeah.
that work or
And
did
he
he?
went in my face and got all mad and stuff.
Oh, he did. Well, some people are just mad. I mean, you can't really work with them, but like common
Yeah,
sense things. I like to start with just small things like, we work with gas because we're welders, so talking about keeping gas inside a cylinder, right, without the walls on it, without having a cylinder there. How would the gas
Yep.
stay in? Right, and all that stuff. So they love that stuff because that's so easy to see, for them.
Yeah.
And
They love science until it proves them wrong, right?
yeah, yeah, till the BBC tells them, that they're
Yeah.
wrong,
Until you
stupid.
flip
So
that coin in their head, and this is like, oh shit.
right.
Right.
I'm gonna have to get off here, Brian. I'm afraid, but
Yeah,
maybe
it's
let someone
okay.
else get on.
I'm on work in half an hour, so I'm off on
All
work
right,
for
so
in a half hour's time. So maybe I'll cut it
I
soon.
will I will
Well, it's good
see you.
having you, Johnny. It was
Yeah,
good talk,
yeah. We'll see you on the next
and
one,
I wish
Brian.
the best for you and your family. And if I see you over there, I'm in the U.S. for 9 weeks, so I'm everywhere. Will be in 12 states
Okay.
in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how
it's
I'm
going
gonna
to
get in
be
contact
Illinois,
with you.
Kentucky, Florida, and Texas, and Colorado. That was just off my hand. That is
Okay.
where the main of my road is going.
Where is your schedule posted? Do you have it posted somewhere or
No, not yet. Not yet.
okay.
But I actually have made the sketching, and I booked a lot of my flights over there. So yeah, I have to make that shit. I will do that
Because
and post it tomorrow.
if it's within driving distance, I would definitely nip over there to see you. You know what I mean? If it
Oh,
was
I'll be
within
all
driving
over.
distance.
I'll be
So
all over. Where you at, Johnny?
I'm in Alabama, so we're a little bit in the sticks. I'm afraid.
Oh, I will. I go
So
that way. I have a
yeah.
tournament after I've been in Louisville. Louisville, I've been told it's called, or can't call it Louisville. They
Oh
get
yeah,
mad.
that's close enough.
After I've been in Louisville, I'm going to Myrtle Beach for a
Myrtle
competition.
Beach.
And after Myrtle Beach, I'll go across the southern states. So I'll cross Alabama.
And which months is that, Brian? Which months again is that
It's
happening?
May. I'm going across
May.
the south of US in May,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
and
Definitely
I'll end
post
up
it
in
up
June. Yeah,
if you can.
the 16th of May. From the 16th of May, I will be in Myrtle Beach for the competition,
Okay.
and on the 20th of May, I will be in Atlanta working my way west.
What's the name of the competition again? I'll look it up and see.
Yeah, it's an in competition. The guy will be training 3 weeks well in Louisville. He has his own competition in Myrtle Beach that he sets up.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna
he
look
has
that.
2 competitions a year, and I'm
Yeah.
entering that one if I don't get injured on the way, because I have to train a lot. So you never know.
Right. Yeah, but it'd
Yeah,
be cool to see you. So I'll try to get
yeah,
there if I can.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
it,
Myrtle Beach, is that far away? I'm not so familiar.
it's not
Alabama
too
is
bad.
like the next state, isn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be too far away from me, really, Myrtle Beach. So that'll be somewhere
Yeah,
I could probably reach.
that's what the
Like
competition is.
if it's within driving distance, like, and we consider driving distance would be like maybe 4 hours. Uh, if it's less than 4 hours away, I can probably do it. So
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
take care of
that's
yourself,
not
Brian.
driving distance for me.
Yes, I know Europe's a little different for that, isn't it? Like the driving distance would be a little shorter, but now here it's like
Yeah,
if they talk in hours, when we're driving somewhere, which was hard to get used to,
yeah.
but yeah.
But here in Denmark, it can take you a whole day to do 100 miles,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because
The
it's
wine.
basically islands. Denmark consists of
Ah,
200
yes,
islands, so
yeah.
so
You couldn't really
everything
drive
is
it too,
far in between over here.
right? Well, take care of yourself, Brian, and we'll talk to you
Yeah, you
again some
too,
other
Johnny.
night.
Yeah,
Good
see
night.
you. Good stuff. I haven't been paying attention to the chat, so let me just take a look. Welcome, Mike and Buzz. And I'm gonna bring you a book to the stage, boss. And with your permission, I'm gonna read a poem on all of my shows and the end of all of my shows. So unless I'm gonna destroy your book sale for you. So that's the plan too. I got his book. Bossacino made a book, and so far I just read half of it. But it's a really awesome poet collection. My phone is telling me I have 15 minutes to stop doing what I'm doing. So yeah. Uh, so I said my piece today. I talked about us, the reason why I think we're buying into this eclipse thing, and I think that reason is that we really want. We're at a point now where we want something to happen, and we're jumping on that wagon because we have a subconscious side of us that wants this, that wants proof of everything that we already know. So yeah. But yet again, we're just feeding that narrative tomorrow that everybody is going to come in your face and see, nothing happened, and you're going to look like that confused conspiracy guy again, when nothing happens. So let's stop buying into all this crap, you know. And as I said, I don't think signs in the sky are insignificant. I'm not saying that. I think it's a profound thing, you know. But the narrative we've been building over the last couple of weeks has nothing to do with reality, and that's my message today. Let's be wiser next time, you know. And yet again, you're gonna see a lot of guys jump on the wagon again, but hopefully, a little less than this time. You know, that is what I have to say today. So if nobody joins me in the next 5 minutes, I'll be I'll be ending the stream and get myself another cup of coffee. Uh, yeah, it was really good to. I've talked with Johnny before, and he's one of those guys that you can get worried about is taking this too seriously. And I was at one point when I was talking about it, I wasn't today. Now I can feel him. He's on the right page, and cool. That's just cool, Johnny. And yeah, it's all about bettering ourselves, as I've been saying 1,000 times since last year. It's all about just being a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. And as I gave my advice earlier, the only way to get better is to by putting yourself in check. you know and to do that, you need to check yourself in the morning, and you need to check yourself in the evening. And if you can check yourself during the day, even better. you know and at some point you can do that on a daily basis. you know I sometimes take myself in in I catch myself in little situation where I'm like, oh, fuck this stupid guy, or something like that. And I said, and then I stop myself and say, why the fuck do you even bother? you know who are you talking to, Brian? I check myself. you know why do you fall into that abyss that's there created for you to fall in? um yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but what I'm saying is that you need to be able to correct yourself at any given time, and that's a muscle you need to train. Like everything else, you need to train that. And the best way to train it is to do it when you stand up and do it when you go to sleep every day. you know and you'll get better. Many of you already know this, but I see even awake guys in my country that doesn't know this. I saw awake guys jump on this train the moment they saw CERN was involved. The moment they saw that they were going to shoot up their accelerators on the 8th of April, everybody just went on that narrative right away. I said, haven't you learned anything, really? If they, this is the message of the day. If it's on mainstream news, it's not reality. That's basically it. If everybody's talking about it, it's not going to happen. If the world was ending, they would never tell you. They would dumb that shit down. Instead of creating fearmonger on the mainstream news, they will tell you it's a bunch of lunatics, conspiracy theorists that's making shit up. But they don't. They feed into this. They feed the fear mongering. And that means it's not reality because they know more than we do. We think we know everything, but these guys above us that make the mainstream media knows more than us. You have to see it that way. And it's an easy pick if you just know yourself, know what they're doing and able to check yourself when you're doing it wrong. You know? So yeah, let that be the message of today. Don't believe anything you hear. Don't believe everything you hear, but evaluate everything, you know, because it is significant. What happened yesterday is significant, and it could have an effect on future energies of this world. It could have split our realities in half. Who knows, you know? But if that is the case, it's not going to happen with a big bang. Because if it would happen with a big bang, they don't want you to talk about it. Okay. So, yeah, I already learned this lesson, but yet it it just when I saw all the the people, even people I follow on big channels, you know, with 100,000 subscribers and so, they were jumping on this like flies, you know, and I was like, wait a minute, you know, I listen to you because you're on top of things. So I lost some faith in some people. I had to say that, you know, I deleted 5 or 10 channels where I said, you know what, this is this is not for me. You know, if you can talk about on this with such confidence, you lose credibility in my eyes. So yeah, that's it for me today. I love y'all, and for those in the States, I see you in a couple of weeks. And oh, do I do I just want to make an update on where I'm going? I think I do. If I can bring up a map real quick. I can tell you where the tour is going, and in a day or two, I will put up all the dates where I'm at, or at least what the design plan is. It's probably going to change. Um, Here's the US map. Send. And I'm using Google, you know. I'm not advertised by Google, but that's what I'm using. Okay. Share screen. There we go. So, I will land in Chicago, and I will go south through Indiana. I will make my first tour is not as life is not going to be in Chicago. It's going to be in Indianapolis. That's the first time I set up my Truth Cafe, and after that I will do it again in Louisville. So Indianapolis, Louisville, and then I will be training for like 2 or 3 weeks in Louisville, and after that I go to Myrtle Beach down here in South Carolina. Is it north or south? Yeah, I think that's South Carolina. Uh, and then I'll work myself west from there over Atlanta, and well, it's Alabama already there, so maybe I'll catch Johnny Cool there. I can say this, Johnny. I'll be in Alabama around the 21st, I think, something like that. The 21st of May, I'll be there, and then I want to go. I want to go south. I will make. I have a little stop in Lafayette. One of my favorite fighters is from Lafayette. I want to visit the gym he's from, uh, and that's Poirier for those who don't know. And after that, I'll go to Houston, and from Houston to Dallas. Then I go north. I haven't decided if I want St. Louis too. I think I do. So then I go St. Louis, Kansas, and then I end up in Denver. And in Denver, I'm there for the jamming on the plane. It's gonna be an awesome little, what do you call it, intervention with like-minded people and some music and maybe some beers and stuff like that, and having a good time. Uh, and when I'm done there, I'm gonna fly direct from Denver to Chicago. I wanted to do some cities from Denver to Chicago, but I actually got myself a plane ticket for $38 from Denver to Chicago. So can't say no to that. So yeah, that is the plan. Birmingham. I'm passing right through Birmingham. Oh my God, that's cool, Johnny. That's we definitely have to figure something out. Yeah, because that was one of the cities I saw on my way. That is one of the cities I saw. Oh shit, I suck. What did I do now? Why did this become big? Exit full screen. Thank you. Yes, that's my next town. So it's gonna be Atlanta because I know I'm gonna set up in Atlanta. I'm gonna set shop in Birmingham as well because it's right on the way. I think I was catching a bus. Yeah, I was catching a bus to Lafayette. So that bus is just gonna be to Birmingham instead. That's very much doable. So definitely gonna we're gonna figure something out, Johnny, for sure. So that is it for me today. I'm gonna just take this away. Uh, no, don't do that, Johnny. Don't put your numbers in there. So, aren't you on the Discord? I don't remember. Are you on the Tribe of Revelation? Uh, that's my mail, Johnny. You can use that, or you can DM me on Discord. We figured it out. You know. So yeah, that's basically it. Uh, check yourself. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't buy into the bullshit, and you'll all have a pleasant day. And I'll see you next time. So. Over and out.
Levera, och glassor är så, och verkligen ska där är satt.